All right, so we come to the forecast of the month of May technically. So it's 6 May until 5th June. So we kickstart it on today. So for those of you who are not familiar with me, my name is Kevin. So I'm the author of the book BaZi Road to Success. So I've also a consultant with the Joey Yap Consulting Group and appeared in several different platforms, including TV like Bernama, Radio, Melody FM, doing for iProperty, Home Deck, and also for Mastery Asia. So what happened here is that today we're going to talk about the month of May 2019, which is the 己巳 month, Earth Snake. Right, so this is one of the months in the year whereby everybody should be a bit more careful because this is what we call a year breaker. So this year is the year of the snake. So the snake clashes with the snake and this is the year of the pig. Right, so the pig basically clashes with the snake and this is the snake month. So this is the month whereby the energy of the snake will basically do a retaliation against the energy of the pig, the Grandu. So you can put it in a way it is a fighting month. So those of you who have pig inside your chart would feel the retaliation a little bit more. And for those of you who have snake inside your chart, this month is considered your Grand Duke month. So you will see that you are a little bit more rebellious on most situations. And you tend to have a little bit of the fighting spirit. So the question is, worth fighting or not worth fighting, right? For the month. So things tend to take a turn, a drastic turn. So snake, again, this month we have the Sky Hot Star. So Sky Hot Star is good for traveling purpose, and Sky Hot Star is also good for you to expand into your international reach. So if you plan to do so, this would be the month for you to basically use the star. But do be careful though, because it's a year breaker month. Result may vary in a very drastic manner. Some may go straight up, some may go straight down. So if you can't worth it, if you cannot take the heart attack or take the heartache, better don't do anything drastic. And at the same time also, this month, in terms of feng shui, happen to be the 5 yellow residing back on the original palace, which is this year is southwest. So this year southwest is where the 5 yellow is for the year, and this month the 5 yellow is going back to the southwest. So you have 5 yellow meeting together. So for those of you, for whatever it is in your house, please do not touch your southwest area for any renovation at all this month. And especially if your chart already have a pig year or a pig snake year, extra careful not to do anything, because both of you, the energy is already in a very big fluctuation. If you add together with the 5 yellow energy being activated, entire result may be something that you really do not like to happen. Okay, so for those of you who have not printed your BaZi chart, you want to print it, it's for free. Just go to the link and get yourself a free copy of it. And we will basically be looking at Daymaster. Okay, so it's the May for 2019. Right, so this is a site for you to basically go and print your BaZi chart, joeyap.com/BZ chart. Right, so you can print your BaZi chart there and you will get something that look like this, much bigger copy. So what you need to do is look at the circle portion. So we will be talking in relation to always with your Daymaster. Okay. Right, so we'll go on with the Jiawood, which is the Yangwood version. So this month, in terms of your core opportunity, if you are looking at it, monetization of the idea would be a good thing. So if you look at the composition of the month in terms of the Jiawood, we are looking at Ji-Earth. So Ji-Earth right now is a well star to the Jiawood, and you happen to have a Ji-High year and right now a Ji-Si month. So both the month and also the year happen to be direct wealth. So this basically already give you a very good signal that it is quite easy for you to basically monetize. And the snake is happen to be the eating god for the Jiawu. So eating god is quite good with coming up with ideas. So this basically means that you are in a formation whereby we call the eating god producing wealth. Right now this month. So if you are not coming out with idea, or you're not throwing out your idea into the market to be converted to money this month, a bit of a waste. And if you further look at the month, the snake basically bring you indirect wealth, seven killing and eating god. These are quite risk and also opportunity pro star that we are basically looking at. So very good setup for you to basically do a lot of idea generation that could possibly generate a lot of success, possibly income for yourself. So things that you need to be a bit more careful of is that eating god have this tendency of trying to be perfect, or they try to be a bit more perfectionist. So they may sometimes go into a mode whereby they are looking for other people's opinion. They may be looking for things that other people are saying before they actually go out and do execution. So eating god tend to go inward, do a little bit of before they basically go out. So if you keep on remaining in that mode, right, nothing get done, everything is just ideas, so you'll be basically wasting it. So action wise, put the product out into the market and see to see how is the response on the thing. So you don't want to be after this month, right? Then only you find out that if I put the thing out, right, I would have made a killing out of it. You don't want those type of regret coming over to you. So that is for your Jiawu person. So you take a look at that. So if you're Jiawu, monetize some of the idea that you have. So Yi wood, so you're looking at the Yi wood, which is the yin wood counterpart of it. So now the yin wood counterpart of it, if you look at it, if the Jiawu is basically having a direct wealth, the Yi wood counterpart will be looking at indirect wealth for both the year and also your month. So indirect wealth, the nature of indirect wealth nature is a bit more short term, but the area is a bit more bigger. So your direct wealth is basically have a longer but shorter return. So now you're looking at a big jump of return. So if you are not moving as fast as the opportunity is basically coming to you, you would basically lose out on this big opportunity. Okay. So here's the thing, right? You need to be quite sure that you are going to put your heart and soul into it. So you need to use a little bit of your intuition when you basically go into this and to take a look at it. Believe your gut feel. So take swift action. Attack it fast. See it. Jump on it and take it. So those are what you want to be doing. So what you need to be a bit more careful of is that now, so if you look inside the snake, the main energy is hurting officer, and the snake also have a direct officer inside. So always when hurting officer meeting up with direct officer, there is always a disharmony between authority. So like when you are jumping onto the opportunity, you may be looking at incident whereby you are ignoring protocol. Okay, there may be some rules and regulation you're supposed to do, but you have not go through that first, and then you jump into doing the thing. So that may upset people with power. So you need to be very sure that the thing that you are doing are within your allowable protocol. Okay, so those are the ones. So be careful with your plan and action this month. So not to be disliked too much by people. As in, people may want to, cancel the thing that they have basically done with you. So you need to follow the rule in a way that is. But the really good part right now is that, you are very easy for you to basically let people know what you have done. Okay, so that's why if the thing that you are doing right now is really swift, good and it is proper within the line of allowable performance, you would basically gain quite a lot of fame this year. So make quick judgment, do attack it faster. Right, next one we're gonna look at the Ping fire, the Yang fire counterpart of it. Now, Yang fire counterpart, if you look at it, the G Earth will bring you hurting officer. So again, for this month, pretty special, which is it is always the year and the month is exactly the same. Now, fire itself is already very good at getting attention. Okay, now you have hurting officer star on top of it, which means that it is really, really easy for you to get attention. So if you want to be famous, this is the month to do it. Okay, whether you like it, you don't like it, people will see whatever that you are doing. People pay attention, people pay the due respect to whatever that you're basically doing. So you are right now an attention magnet. Okay, so that's basically quite good for you for the entire thing. So I just need to be careful, ego trip, when everybody give you the attention right now, you tend to raise above a bit, have a little bit of a flare there, careful friends, they may support that they have, don't let the fame get into your head. So you need to know who is basically your support, who is basically your friend, those are the ones that you want to basically take a look at. So it's very easy to gain supporter, which means your fan base, you want to increase the fan base. Those are really easy. So really do go and take center stage if you are a Ping fire this year. Learn how to work the crowd, learn how to harness the energy from the crowd. So you may be pushed out on a moment notice. Take the stage. Take the stage. Immerse yourself in that 5 minutes of fame of yours. Take the good thing that you can. So this is really good month for you to make a big killing out of the entire situation. Okay, then you have your Ting fire. Now Ting fire, you are meeting with the eating god star. Okay, so eating god star, so you all know perfectionist. So it is part of the creative star. So it has to do with coming up with offering because of the eating god star being very prominent. The offering that you are giving people also it become much more quality. Okay, so evaluating between option would make other thankful for the detailed attention. So your attention ability basically heightened this month. So you're really good at looking at the situation, giving people opinion on how things is. So very detail minded. So quality work is basically coming into picture. So when you are dealing with quality work, so you need to be cognizant of what we call timeline. Okay, not everybody have all the time in the world. So try not to swamp people with details. So although you love details, but you don't have to always go on to the minute detail or everything. Just give enough opinion, or you give enough review or your own personal view or what you have found out about the situation that require you to advise. So do that one. So the action that you need to do, make the things go a bit more quicker, right? So again, have detail, but not really too much of a detail, so that you can get things done a little bit more faster. So of course, if the thing are of your own personal interest and no one else is basically is dependent on you to churn anything out, you can take your own sweet time. That one is fine because you are only slowing yourself down. This is only if you are interacting with anyone else in the external side. People will appreciate the quality that you are giving to them, but at the same time, just need to know that time need to move. That is for your Ping fire, the Yin fire counterpart of the year. Okay, so Day Master Wu Earth. Okay, now Wu Earth, you're gonna meeting up with your Rockwell star. So need to know first now. Rockwell star is basically a star that is really good with shortcuts. So they are master of discovering convenient. So that's why raw wealth star is quite synonymous with spending money, because why? Spending money would be the easiest method to solve problem. You throw enough money, the problem usually will go away. So that is one of the negative connotation that you need to know. But anyway, this month, for a wealth individual, you would become much more much more agile. Okay, the entire thing is become much more agile. It's easier for you to find solution, especially complex solution. You would basically have the timing and the energy to basically find shortcut to get things done. So it is actually a good thing. So again, raw wealth stars synonymous with spending money. So they like to buy their way out of a lot of things. So you need to be a bit more careful with money management. Okay, and how you basically spend the money. So if you are spending somebody else's money, and you're completely fine, right? So which means that if you are working in a corporation, the corporation give you a very complex task, and you require to solve the complex task, right? By all means, do spend the necessary money to get the task done. But if it's for your own personal, or you are running on a string budget, then you need to be careful of how you throw the money. So lead the solution. Okay, so what you need to do is basically be leadership. The raw wealth star is a very naturally leadership star. So it is a star that basically move people around. They influence, and they understand how people work, and then they will move the people towards the direction that is required. So you need to start influencing people so that they go the direction that you are doing. So in terms of that spending is going to be going up a little bit because of the solution. So you need to show them value and not the price point. So you need to avoid from talking about price point. Talk more about value of your solution, especially the time saving component of it. Those are the one that you want to basically work with. Right, so G-Earth. All right, so G-Earth, you are looking at a friend star going up. You got a double friend star there. So friend star, which means that it is very easy for you to be with a group of people. It is very easy for you to network with people. You are basically being a very pleasant, personable person. So very easy for you to get information from people. Okay, people not feel threatened by you. They feel very into you, very easy to basically work with you. So a lot of them, you will start to see that they volunteer information for you. So you need to know how to use the information for your own advantage, or use the information to basically solve required problem. So at this current moment, so if you are dealing with people related matter, it becomes much more easier because people are open to you. So generally negotiation, sales, this type of thing will basically be helpful, since your client or your customer are at what we call a heart-to-heart level with you in terms of talking. So things you need to be careful of. Don't be a busybody. So you do need to know that your time is valuable. You do need to understand that you shouldn't be spending your time with everybody. So if you are going to spend your time gossiping with people, no worry, a lot of gossip basically come your way, but and not necessary. So and also don't try to be too intrusive. It's great that they are volunteer information to you, but if it's really not something that you plan to action upon, or if it's not something that really gonna help you in your path of career development or whatever it is, right? You need to call it a quit. You need to call it enough. Okay, so just need to find. So use this to strengthen ties. Okay, so your main action this month is basically to strengthen ties. Get the important people inside your network and go and build the foundation. So it is very rare that you are able to go heart to heart with a lot of people. So understanding them at this current moment would be the best thing for you to do, because in your future progression, these are crucial information that will basically help you with a lot of things that you are doing with them. Okay, so use this to gather viable intel for your own usage throughout the year. Okay, Keng metal, the yang metal component of it. Direct resource star is what G Earth to you, so you are going through a period whereby there is, abundant direct resource star on top of it. So now, direct resource star have a lot to do with learning. So we always say that it is have to do with the ability to gain information, ability to gain data. So in actual sense, that you would notice that this timing, it is very easy for you to obtain required knowledge from around you. So quiet observation mean here is that a great opportunity for you to reflect on information and review on information that you already have with you. So you need to understand that the Keng metal usually are very action based people. So they like to go and do. They rarely sit down or slow down to think. This is a good month for you to slow down and think. So strategizing month, a month for you to reflect on information, take a look at your surrounding, what is being come to you. So boredom would be something that you need to be careful of lah. So because Keng metal tend to be action oriented, so that is how they usually roll. And when we ask you to to slow things down, here's the thing: you may fall into the boredom abyss. So be careful a little bit over for what you do. So in terms of doing things, taking action right now is that take this as a planning month. All right, so plan for the thing that you want to do. So don't jump around. You need to suppress a bit of your tendency of taking action there. Really sit down and plan for the thing that you basically want to happen. Reflect, think a little bit. It is a good month for you to do your general planning. Sin metal, okay. So sin metal will be basically dealing with indirect resource. So indirect resource is a intuitive energy. So it is the star of intuition, which is something that sin metal usually is already pretty good at. So sin metal are people who are usually quite responsive. So they are very detail-minded people. So sin metal is naturally detail-minded people. So their observation is already really good, and this intuition basically give you a heightened sense of your observation. You are a bit more reactive to the surrounding. So great to do copy and pasting. See what people is doing. They seems to be having a little bit of a success in doing this. Can I emulate? So you go out and you take a look at of course, before you copy and paste, you need to ask yourself first, this is the thing that I want to do. This is the thing that I want to do. I go and watch somebody else who is basically doing the thing that I want to do. This one work, I will copy and do. So pretty simple. Okay, quite an easy way of basically getting things done. So when you are doing copy and paste, of course, plagiarism is something that you need to be careful of. So if you are required to credit someone for what they have taught you, do credit. You also need to be careful that too much copy and pasting would basically means that you are a little bit more unoriginal. So those are the things that you need to be a bit of more careful of. So again, in terms of action, if you are really copying, give credit to the people that you are basically directly copy from. Or what we call a more better superior method is that don't copy from one person. Go and research many people. So when you copy from one person, you are called copier. So when you copy from many people, we name it as research. So it's different already, all right? So do look at a little bit more example before you embark into doing things. But quickly wise is if it work, just copy and paste and get things done. So that will basically help you quite a lot in terms of that. Then next we will have the Ren water, the Yang water counterpart of it. All right. So Yang water counterpart, you have two direct officer star on top. So direct officer star directly mean that people would be giving you authority. So they will be assigning authority and they will be appointing authority for you. So this means that great month to up your authority level. People would basically be lining up to follow your lead. they are dependent on your what you call decision making skill set. So good for building a following and then gain the reputation that you are. People see you as an authority. Okay, so that is the one that you want to be really good at. So caution is that you better follow your instruction. If you are advising people to do things in such a way, you better also be doing at least roughly the same things that you are doing. So the one that you need to be a bit more careful of is that the snake, when it's translated to you, it is basically the 7 killing indirect wealth and also indirect resource. These stars are rather quite opportunistic, a bit opportunistic. So you would be able to detect gaps. So right now is that you are implementing a rule, and then when you see the gap, you try to go through the gap. So you are basically just killing your own rule. So if you are doing that, so you need to get into a bit of a control of that. So if you are given authority this month, do take it. Do not hesitate. Take charge, lead it. But be respectful of the wish of other people. Okay. And do not disappoint people. People are they have the heart and soul. They trust you. They give you the authority for you to run something. You take charge. So you don't disappoint the people who give you the authority. All right. So a great month for the rainwater personnel. If you are looking to increase your own authority level. Okay, and then we have finally, which is our Gui water, the yin water counterpart. So 7 killing, right? So 7 killing is always associated with the entire thing of being gutsy, of taking more than enough risk to basically go. So we will usually say that this is a very breakthrough month. So 7 killing is really good for doing breakthrough things that you usually don't want to do. So that's why advice is take the risk, go and do something that you would normally don't want to do, try something that you have not tried before, the result might just, surprise you, you see. And you also can take a look at the snake, which translate over to your side is the direct officer, direct wealth, and also direct resource. So this one, classic, we call them the three nobles. So you have three nobles supporting you to go and do the risky thing. So it's basically quite a good month. So what would I advise you against caution is to stay safe. Physical. This is a physical personal safety. So 7 killing notorious for getting a person hurt because your ability to basically detect harm or detect risk or detect danger is a bit more lower than usual. So when you look at situation, people say it's dangerous. You usually say not dangerous. That's 7K. Right, so you have the thing. So personal safety is because personal safety, if accidentally hurt yourself, right, that's not fun, right? So that you need to be a bit more careful, take care of that, right? So take quick action, right? So this might require a bit or more of a higher response time for you, things move a little bit more faster. So make fast decision, make quick decision, again, try and find something that you usually would be hesitating to do and get the thing done. That would be something great for you to basically do. So that's all the 10 different day master that we have. So for those of you who want to watch all the back episode and any other tutorial that we basically have, you can go and subscribe to Joey Yap TV. So that's where you are. Or you can download some notes from kevinchan.joeyyap.com. So that's where you basically get the notes from. So these are for the forecast of the month. And now we are going to go and answer some of the question that you have. So you guys has any question? So yep. So you guys have any question that you want to lodge? So again, for asking a question, two information that I will need from you is basically your day master and also your month of birth. You'll need a day master and also your month of birth, which means the animal sign of the month of your birth. So then only I can take a look at it. So it's like I got Gradin here, which basically asking if, let me just click for you. Broadcast your command. You want to launch a product this month. So think fire, launching product should be quite okay. You still take a look at it. So think fire this month you are looking at cutting officer, right? Just let me scroll a bit, right? Think fire is just eating god, yeah. So eating god, if you are going to use eating god to launch a product, the problem would be gaining the momentum. So your product maybe have, you may have good content, but gaining traction may be a bit of an issue. So you need to, have a little bit of a traction management there if you're going to launch a product this month. Okay, so those want to look at it. Semi, I'll say so. Semi here has Wu Earth, month of Shen Monkey. So you got a Wu Shen. So Wu Shen, if you're looking at it, Earth and also metal, Geng metal is an EG. So you have an eating god structure. Peak hour snake will clash with this. So snake will clash with this month. Does it mean that I have to be careful of asset or more quarreling with my children? So wait a minute. So you have a snake hour. So snake hour. So clash with this. You got a peak hour. So you got a peak hour right now. Okay, so if you have children, you do need to be a bit more careful. You see, your children palace is in what we call Grand Duke. So your children would naturally be wanting to demand more attention. So right now, when the month come in, the month will basically suppress the attention requirement of your children. So now the question is that how far are your children going to retaliate against that? So that is what you want to manage it. So in terms of your, of course, in terms of your investment also, it's just, this month usually, if it's going to clash on your month pillar, don't do any major decision in terms of investment. Divestment or, getting new investment would be also something that you may not want to make too big of a decision of. So again, guys, if you're going to ask a question, please use the question button, which will come out as red color on my screen, or else all look like chatting. Okay, so David, Sin Day Master, Dogman. So Sin Day Master Dogman, you would be basically dealing with the Wu Earth. So Sin Master Wu Earth is basically a direct resource. So you yourself is already a resource star person. So again, so you are looking at Sin Day Metal, so it's going to be indirect resource, so a very heavy resource. So your situation is basically what we call heavy earth, burying the metal. So it's 從土埋金. When this happens, you lose all attention. So people tend to not see your contribution. So if you are asking about your career, not really that good, but a lot of things to learn more. A lot of things, a lot of people, would try to, give you things that will basically swamp you. So that would be a situation whereby that you are going to be swamped by a lot of things. So mobility a little bit more slow, loss of agility. So basically you need to basically take massive action. So you want to go against this, right? Try to resist the entire idea of, I required input from this guy, I required this data, I required this, required that, required it. A lot of thinking, overthinking. Resist that. So work with what you basically have. So Chuna, how about moving house? I don't have any information upon you, so I can't really tell you anything. So in terms of moving house, it have to do with the house feng shui. So it usually doesn't really have much to do with the person budget chart when you talk about a moving house. The budget chart tell you your tendency or your drive to basically leave a place, make changes. That one we can tell you whether you should move into a house or not, to move a house or not, that depending on the house feng shui. All right, Joe here, Jia Yinman. can't see Jia Yinman. In March and April, I lost a few big projects. Hope for better luck to close projects. So, okay, I know this is Jia Yinman. So, Jia Yinman, this year, Yin. So the tiger Yin basically is combined to this year, which is the pig. So overall, the year is pretty good. And here's the thing, right? This is a year breaker, so your combine also is going to be temporarily shaken right now. So you are looking at a situation whereby that any things that you have agreement that you basically have already established may be coming apart a little bit. So you need to be a bit of careful of the year. Okay, so it is affecting the overall quality of the combination. So on here, so I got day master is Keng. So month is basically Mao. Handle your career for this month. So Keng and also Yi Mao. So Keng and Yi Mao is basically a wealth structure. So wealth structure actually Keng and Yi Mao, yeah, is a direct wealth structure. So if you check back with the Keng, of this month, a direct wealth structure that is going to go through a direct resource loan. Okay, direct wealth, direct resource is basically a clash. So you have a clash. So you have a heaven clash. So let's put it in a way. This month, you would basically be a learning month. A lot of things going to go slow, and your natural tendency is to go fast. So you are basically a slow thing and a fast thing together. You are pulling things apart. So this is going to be there. You're going to be making distance. So what you need to do is that you need to slow down your natural tendency first. Okay. Observe. The good thing is that you can still go forward, but you need to observe what is basically happening. You need to learn along the way. So do listen to people advice, especially those people who are more senior to you. There's a lot of people who want to advise you this month. All right, so do listen to them. Doesn't mean you have to agree with them. So always you need to understand that listening to people does not equate to you agreeing, or do not equate to you must agree with them. Okay, so it's just that you need to take in the information and make conclusion out of your own, but do not just go and take what you call do not just go and take action without considering the information that's given. So Lin here is Sin metal in February Wu Yin. Okay, Sin and Yin also is a wealth structure. Okay, so health or finance. So again, we are not doing a live reading for you. So specifically, I need to know what you want to handle in particular month. So if you're looking at sin metal, if you're looking at it overall on the entire chart, concurrently this month, even you're talking about the year, the wealth for the sin metal, which is basically the Jia wood, okay, so it's pretty weak. The only Jia wood is basically hiding inside the pig. So if you're talking about finance related matter, not basically a month or a year whereby finance is something that is on top of it. So again, this month you are looking at resource. So if you are trying to bolster your financial, find somebody who is doing something where is financially the thing that you want to do. Try to copy his attitude, copy the person attitude. That would be the best thing for you to do. So Lynette here that we have, take a look at this. Day master is Geng mental, month is basically red. So Geng Zi, red is basically water, so you are producing water. That is a hurting officer structure that you're looking at. Weak or strong, affect but don't care at this current moment. So it's a good month to make big career decision. Okay, so red month, red and snake. Red and snake doesn't really have much of a what you call the relationship, but do caution though in term of it. the red structure, which is the monkey, the monkey, the rat, and also the dragon, right, is in a tree killing formation with the month. So the month is basically a fire month, so fire, and the water frame is basically a tree killing formation. So if I were you, I don't think I want to, do any major big career decision also. And externally also, the energy of the pig and the energy of the snake is currently in a loggerhead, you see. So externally not very stable, and for yourself also, you are going to run through a bit of a tree killing situation for yourself. So I will give it a pass at this point. So red, I will give it a bit of a pass in terms of doing this big decision. It's a big career decision that no, I don't think I want to do that. Okay, so next one, what do we have here? Oh goodness, where did I scroll myself to? Lynette Eileen. Okay, Eileen here. Ren Master, yay. Same with me. Redman. Ren Master Redman is a Rockwell structure. So you're going to be looking at a Rockwell situation for yourself. And what are you trying to do? I've been trying to sell your house for a few months. It is a month since it's a clash. Selling your house, you usually won't be looking at the month. So selling your house, usually, again, for this sort of activity, unless you are the one who is going to be handle the selling, then your chart may have a little bit of indication or not. If not, actually the chart of your agent is actually more important, because that is the fellow who is bringing in people. That's the fellow who is connecting with people. If his chart is having problem, then it doesn't matter whether your chart is good or his chart is not good at all. So it's the same thing. Red month is a tree killing month, and it is also a rock wealth structure for you, and rock wealth with the direct officer on top. So the entire Rockwell is being suppressed, which is a good thing. So if you are having a direct officer month and you want to be selling your house, just go through proper channel. That one will be a good thing for you to basically do. Okay. All right. The person with a Chinese name that I can't read. All right. So any increase in passive income, property rental for Sin Metal. Again, not going to plot your chart. So same rule, need to have your day master, and then need to look at your month of birth. So you are looking at the month of June. Month of June will be month of horse. So Sin Metal with a horse 7 killing. So you can also check back on the Sin Metal. You look at the Sin Metal again, Wealth Star not really too prominent this year. So with a 7 killing structured a bit, most of the time 7 killing structure people, they are not really too careful when they assess things. They take unnecessary risk. And with the indirect resource star up there together, indirect resource star is also quite gutsy. So quite gutsy, they are work on intuition. So be very careful when you are actually doing assessment on things that you basically want to do. Okay. We're gonna look at Melissa. So let's have a look at Melissa. One is day master is Keng Metal. Okay. The things that you have been feeling so stressed is stuck at the last 2 weeks, not sure how to approach learning in most of the fastest effective way. Need to master my job this month. So again, if you're looking at Keng Metal, December, now assuming December, I'm really assuming it's December, so it's going to be Keng Zi. So it's going to be Keng Zi. So water, Keng Zi, you produce water. Hurting officer, hurting officer, well, the way the hurting officer learn is that you have to be given due attention. So fastest way for you to basically do it is basically to do presentation to people. Yeah. So you want to learn things fast, right? You go and do presentation to people. You activate that, attention, because the more people give you the attention, the more you feel being connected to the thing that you do, the faster you basically would want to pick them up. The more you want to show off to people, then the more they come, the more you want to show off, the more you come, the more you show off, the more you learn faster. So you can leverage on that to basically get you done. So get an audience together, right? Get an audience together to basically get things done. All right. Seeing people have better affinity with what element type this month, huh? Job, business. You don't search for job or career by using the month energy, dear, because month energy change every single month. If you're going to use that, you're just killing yourself. So in terms of a person, when we look at career type or career job, we will usually just be looking at your own month pillar. So your own month pillar, the element which is the more prominent one, would basically give you a good indication as to what are the line or career that you basically go. Supplementary, we usually might look at the year, because the year is a bit longer, and if there is a stretch of energy in the year, then maybe we can also use that, but we don't use the month to do any long-term job selection. So Sharon, again, why you want to be landing a job this month? 心事 is your day pillar, so day pillar doesn't really do much in terms of it. So again, anything to do with career, we will be looking at the month, so we need to know the month. So generally, if you're looking at, we are going to find a job or get anything at all, we will generally be looking at combine of the pillar between that and that. So again, so this one, is a clash month, is a month, it's a year breaker. So in essence, any combine or any relationship that is basically happening to the snake, that have a relationship with the snake. So basically, the combination between your snake and also your monkey, there will be a the six combo that is unstable. So you get, then suddenly you lose, or you lose first, then you get. Right, so those are the situations that you are looking at, or you are having your rooster and also your ox. So snake, rooster, ox is 3 harmony combination. That also basically tells you that there are chances of you getting additional thing. That's what we usually translate as whether you will land a job or you will not land a job. Okay, so that's what you are basically looking at. Elaine. Yi Mao, Day Master is basically the Yi Day Master. Okay, so Yi Day Master in direct wealth month. Pretty much month is pig. Okay, not bad. So a month is pig means that the 四有丑, your snake, rooster, pig combination. So you have a combo, great, and then you have your indirect wealth month as well. So pretty job. Okay, so here's the thing: if you're going to decide on a job change, right? It's a month that you can decide on the job change. Just that again, externally energy not really that stable. So you may be looking at a situation whereby oh yeah, you got a job, suddenly you got a job, then suddenly the job basically turned out to be a monster. So those are the things that you may want to just take a look at the situation first. I would say study the situation a bit. Right, so you want to switch job, yeah, it's okay. The energy actually allow you to do so. Okay. Sok Yuan, Water, Pigment. Look at career picking up. Water 7K in a pigment. Wow. So you are like having a world war right now. So pig month, pig year, grand do at work. Grand do at work, there's gonna be a lot of you are looking at situation whereby you are demanding quite a lot of attention for yourself. So a lot of people is paying attention on the thing that you are doing. So this month is a clash month, retaliation month, which means that whatever attention or whatever things that you are basically wanting to have is going to get stuck a little. So if you are talking about, will your career pick up? If let's say that your career right now is basically on a downward spiral, it would actually bounce. So if your career right now is on an upward spiral, it will actually topple. So you need to take a look at your own situation first. So incoming 7K month, here's the thing. You are prime, or you are in a mode whereby you are willing to take drastic action. So ask yourself, worth the risk or not? Okay, you need to know what the risk are, because every time you go and take an action, the thing is that you are putting something on the line. So you are putting something on the line there. So you are taking a look at that. Okay. So since Roosterman. Okay, I see here we are looking at it. Lace. Sin Chow Day Master. So again, another Sin Day Master coming out. There's a lot of Sin Day Master today, right? So Roosterman. So Roosterman is also a Sin man. So it's a friend structure. Look forward to this one. So friend structure. Let us look at how friend structure would react to your thing. So friend structure in the right resource pretty much quite okay, because the resource star support your entire structure. You will find that people around you generally would want to assist you. So they will basically want to bolster the thing that you are doing quite easily. You will want to get agreement with people. It's pretty much quite easy for you to do so. The month are basically quite supportive of things that you are doing. So pretty much quite okay. Just again, always when there is a situation whereby the resource star is a bit vibrant, so a little bit more, is that you will go into a stage whereby you have this feeling of wanting assurance from people. So always check on information, always check on this, check on that, thing, a lot of things for you to basically take a look at. So you need to pull back that tendency a little bit. Okay, you need to pull that tendency back a little bit from yourself for you to basically look at that. Wait, okay, all right. We are back. Wait. Chuna, affect of moving house in this is basically a feng shui question. There's a lot of things that you need to take a look at. You need to look at date selection. So generally, if you are talking about moving into your house, if your house is sitting on 5 yellow southwest seated house, must not move in. Okay. So if your door is basically situated in southwest, this month definitely cannot move in. So if if the date that you are choosing definitely cannot be clashing with a lot of people, there's a lot of things to take a look at, right? So it's definitely not a BaZi related question. You moving house and your BaZi, it is more about the entire house that we are looking at. So Paul here, G-Day Master, Dragon Man. Any windfall luck. Okay, to be frank with you, there's actually no windfall luck at all in a BaZi reading. There's no windfall luck. So you can basically close the entire topic when you talk about windfall luck. So hitting on lottery, there's no such thing. So because Wellstar only come in two version. The first version is basically the hardworking version. The other one is the opportunistic version. So they usually try to associate the opportunistic version with the windfall luck, but it's actually got nothing to do with that. So your BaZi chart doesn't actually tells you can hit lottery or not, right? So Jasper, Okay, Run Day Master. Okay, same day master as me. Okay, Run Day Master, month of dog. Or month of dog, then you have a 7 killing structure. So, what do you want to look out for? Okay, so 7 killing structure when you meet with direct officer structure is now here's the thing. Approach of solving problem. So direct officer is a very what we call a close approach. They have rules and limitation when they try to get to the end point. Okay, 7 killing don't care about rules and also regulation. They will go all over the places as long as they get to their end point. So here's the thing that you need to be cognizant of. Are you going overboard? Okay, with problem solving. So that is the one that you need to be watching out for. So when the direct officer present mean that there is a high degree of requirement for you to follow rule and regulation, things that has already been established as acceptable practice. So you need to follow that. So when you have a 7 killing, 7 killing tend to just look at the endpoint. They don't really care about how things is being done. So a bit more courageous, get a problem solved, right? So do a little bit of weighing in between these two, try not to go too much overboard. It's not to ask to you that you never go overboard, if there's thing that you require to go against, great, you can go against it, but don't go overboard. Be careful because people are again, direct officer mean that people is giving you the authority, right? They expect you to respect the authority that's given to you. So you cannot be going on a double standard or triple standard when we are looking at things. Okay. So Hong Xiong, Ding Day Master, Yi Mao. Okay, Ding Day Master. Right, let's go back up to the Ding Day Master. So Ding Day Master, again looking at eating god. So Ding Master is basically a eating god. So you are looking at health. So you are looking at health right now. Should be okay lah. Ding Day Master, Mao, Hai Mao Wei combine with the year, pretty much quite okay. If you don't have any major clashes, usually health is not really. So relationship is a day pillar thingy. So we are not looking at day pillar at all. So not much of a comment in terms of a relationship. Right. So I got Paul here. Ji Chou, Day Master Ji Chou Man Wu Chen, any wealth windfall again. Don't do any windfall at all. Alright, so G Earth Day Master. Monkey Man should be still quite okay. Monkey Man is actually not quite involved with the your clash between the pig and also the snake. So you want to make some important decision. Yeah, should be quite okay. It's quite alright for you to make some important decision. But you see, overall, when the clash is basically external, this is basically an external clash. So the year and also the month of the year is basically clashing. So in essence, it has nothing to do with your chart unless your chart have that thing. So here's the thing, externally is unstable. So the decision that you are making, right, you need to know that is it external dependent. If you're external dependent, it may still go into a problematic situation because you are not in clash doesn't mean that the people involved in the entire process is not in clash. Okay, you can make the decision, you're fine with it, but where the involved person, maybe that person is basically in clash, or maybe the entire situation externally is in clash, that would also negatively impact. But at the same time, even if it negatively impact, right, you would feel okay with it. It's like, it's like, oh, it seems to be not my fault, I feel okay with it. So, again, do you need to make the decision this month? For me personally, for this month, because it's a year breaker, so every year there's going to be a year breaker month, right? So you cannot escape from it. This is usually the month whereby we would lower all important activity to the minimum. Important mean that things that you normally don't do, you don't do, right? So normal work, normal going to work, normal decision making, those are all fine. It's just major. Major mean that, like, for example, that this month is basically clashing the snake, and you already know that the snake basically have a traveling horse. So which means that this clash right now, the traveling horse may be a little bit unstable. Unstable means that you may be having an influx of a lot of travel coming up. Okay, so if, like, for me, I will not plan any travel. Okay, I would not plan any traveling activity out of the norm for the month. So if normal traveling activities, like every month also I travel Singapore, I travel to other country to basically give talk, those are fine. Those are fine. But I don't personally go and certainly arrange a personal holiday this month and go travel holiday. That wouldn't be something that is smart for me to do. So those are the one that you want to put into consideration a bit. So I got Winston here, Ping Day Master. So Ping Day Master is going to be the famous one, right? Let me just check. Yeah, Ping Day Master is the herding officer one, with a snake one. Anything to know to improve career and sales in real estate? Okay, Pingdi Master, you're going to be clashing your herding officer. I would first thing be careful of any promises that you make out into the public. It can potentially end up in a little bit of a reputation issue. Okay, so snake being clashed right now. So if you're looking at it, ping, and then your snake is being clashed right now. Friend star is being clashed. So when friend star is being clashed, support drops. Okay, support drops. So with the herding officer on top, which is the main thing that we are talking about here, herding officer have a lot to do with attention. So you are basically risking attention with the drop in support. So that is very reputation based, and in terms of your career as a real estate agent here, that don't simply make promise, please. Okay, if you can't deliver, if it's not something that you personally can deliver, if you are dependent on something else to deliver, especially sales pitches, your marketing material, right? So you be very careful with it. So if you go and simply tell people things, and in the end, your company decide to not honor any of the thing that you are talking about, right? You would be in hell of trouble. Okay, so be careful of that, Winston. Then we got GK here, Wu Chenman with Ren Yin Day Master, Ren Wu. Okay, so it's basically a Ren and a Wu. So again, possible job or business opportunity. Wu, not much of a interaction. So Wu is basically with Tiger. You're gonna combine with basically Tiger, your horse, and also your dog. So there's no dog in this month, there's no tiger in this month, and they will also combine with the goat. There's also no goat in this month. So if you're looking overall, you're looking at it, there's not really much you are looking at in terms of a combination. Even if you are run also, the run combined with the pink fire. So direct officer also is not something that is helpful in terms of that. Okay. So last, we're going to look at Jill here. Pink Fire Day Master. One is going to be Wushen, Monkey Man. Monkey Man. Pink Fire, Monkey Man. Pink Fire, Monkey Man, that you are sitting on a wealth structure. So that's good. So we generally like people who is in wealth structure, olden day people, wealth structure people, anyhow also, much more hardworking than any other profile. So we love that. We like to look out what to look out for at workspace and also health month. So herding officer with a basic wealth structure right now. So the herding officer output star basically will bolster wealth. So any output star, the aiding rod, and also the herding officer are star that would grow wealth star. So basically, you are looking at it right now. It is something that is can help you inside your workspace. Is that you need to start advertising your result. Okay, start advertising your result. Basically, blowing on trumpet. That would be something that you can basically do to help yourself out. So, Shen itself and also the snake, the monkey and the snake is a combo. So that would help out a little bit. You can garner a little bit of support from your uh, workspace, garner a bit of support from your workspace. But here's the thing: the clash from the year mean that your public sphere will be interfering with it. Your colleagues support you, but your friends may not support you. So, what you want to do? Cut off your friend first for this month. Right? Cut off your friends for this month. Refuse to participate in social activity for a month. I think that would help a bit. Concentrate more on your work so that you can isolate the pig a bit out. Isolate the pig out of the entire situation first. So you push the external out and you contain the internal. Should be quite a good month. So you just need to do a little bit of advertising for yourself, right? So don't boast, not boast. Things that you have done. Inform people, inform your boss that you have done. That's all. Don't go into a mode whereby you keep quiet and assume people know. Okay, no. So you go and tell people, actively tell people, hey guys, this is done already. Send some progress email out. Guys, these are things that has already been done right now. The next step into the entire process is basically this. Do those type of thing. Those type of advertising will basically help you a lot, right? So guys, thank you very much. So I think there's still a lot of questions to go, but unfortunately we have run out of time already. So this is the allotted time that we have. So this month again, just to be a bit long-winded, it is a year breaker month. All right. So unfortunately, every single year you have a year breaker month, and this is happened to be the month. So this is the month whereby the energy is the most unstable. Uh, Usually year breaker month, everything is off the table. Anything important, put it on hold first. Right? Super important one, put it on hold first. Anything that's happening under a normal basis, just leave it alone. And you need to expect a little bit of the unexpected because of the external clash energy. So especially those with snake and also those with pig, this is the month whereby they are having the biggest fight with each other. The two energy having its fight with each other. The big energy of the year, the Grand Duke, is basically receiving retaliation from the snake. So it is, you can call it Endgame, you can call it, Game of Thrones, exact same situation right now. They are mounting a comeback to you. So depending on how your entire chart structure, that would basically tells you how resilient you are to the change. But for most of the time, best for you to just remain a bit more humble this year, be a bit more silent, be a bit more under the radar, just for the month. So it's not too difficult to pass. So the entire year, this month is going to be the most troublesome month for most people around. Additionally, if you are happen to be sleeping on the southwest this month, please move out of the room, at least for the month. Okay, if you need to sleep on the couch on the living room, which is not the southwest, please do so. Okay, don't go and because of 1 month it jeopardizes the rest of the year. It is not fun to do rescue project. So that's what the advice that we can have, right? So yeah, guys, Endgame can start to talk about spoiler already, right? Right. Good night, everybody. See you again next month for the next month forecast. Right. Bye bye.